Hey guys, welcome to the second part of our series. Today I'm going to discuss the difference between attached mode and detached mode. Also, I'm going to show you how you can delete your images and containers and the connection between them. So stay with me. In this section, I'm going to speak about the difference between attached and detached mode. And to bring a better understanding, I created two examples. So at the beginning, I will open the Docker Hub repository. I will leave you a link in the description. And then to the search bar. And I will write PHP and enter. And I'm going to pick the first result. It's a PHP official image. You can check that by hovering on this symbol. I will click on it. And this is the official PHP page inside of Docker Hub repository. Actually, it's possible to use the default version, but in our example, it's better to use a custom one. So clicking on tags will give us the opportunity to choose more advanced, more custom PHP version. I will click on filter and I will search Apache. So for people who don't know Apache is a very common server when it came to PHP environment. I'm going now to scroll down a little bit and I will choose the second option. So let's take a look at the tag. The first part will tell us that we are going to find PHP version 8.2 inside of this image. The second part will indicate us that Apache is included also. And the third part is bookworm. And for people who don't know, PHP image is based on Debian distribute. And the current stable version of Debian is bookworm. So we are today in 2024. The current stable version is bookworm. Let's check this one. It's Bullseye, and Bullseye is the previous version. So this is the old one. What I'm going to do now is copying the name of the image. So I'm going to the right side and I will start copying from PHP. Okay, enter here and copy. I will come back now to the terminal and I'm going to start with Docker, create, and then I will add a flag -p 80 90 :80. Please don't think too much about it. I'm using it here only for explanation purposes. I'm going to cover the port mapping later in details. After that, I'm going to paste the name of the image. It's not working. Okay, so let me try to paste it manually. Okay, it works. And now I will click enter. As you see, as usual, Docker tried to check if the image is available locally, didn't find it, and now it is downloading the image. It will take some time, so I will speed up the process. So the process now is over. I'm going now to copy the first 3 or 4 characters from the ID, and I will write Docker and then start. I will paste the ID and then enter. And now the container is running in the background. Let me use docker ps, and as I expected, this is my running container. So if you still remember, I said in the previous section, docker start will run the container in detached mode, and this means your container will run in the background. This will allow you to use the terminal for other tasks, but in the same time you will not see the output. You will not see the log, the error log. And to understand what I mean with that, let's open the browser. I will open new tab and I will write local host colon and then the port I specified 80 and then 90 and enter. Okay, I got an error. So why this happened? I will come back to the terminal, but as we said, I don't have access to the log. I don't have access to the errors. I don't know what's going on. To solve the problem, I will stop the container for now by writing docker stop and then I tipped stop, and then I will copy the ID as usual, paste it and enter. It will take a while and then our container was stopped. I will write this time docker and then start, but this time I will add a flag -a, and this means run in attach mode, and then I will paste the ID, enter, and now I have access to the log. I will come back to the browser and I will refresh the page. Back to the terminal, and look what I got. Error. No matching directory index PHP index HTML found. So this is what causing the error. I have now access, I know what's going on. So let's move on to the second example. I will click now Ctrl C to get out, and I will clear the page. So if you understand now what is the difference between those two definitions, you can move on to the next section. Otherwise, let's check the second example. I'm going to use BusyBox again, so I will start with docker, create, and then BusyBox. After that, I will define the default behavior, and I will use ping google.com. For people who don't know, ping will keep sending requests to google.com, and this will help me to prevent the container from stopping. And now enter. This will create the container. What I'm going to do now is copying the ID and then docker start, pasting the ID. And by default the container will run in detached mode. Enter. I will write as usual docker ps, and the container is running as we expected. Now let's stop the container. Docker stop, and as I said, it's enough to use the first 2 or 3 characters, so I will write D64. It's enough. Enter. And now I'm going to run the container but in attach mode. So docker start. I will specify attach mode by adding -a, and then I will copy those 3 digits. Enter. And we are now in attach mode. I believe it should be clear now. So let's move on to the next command. And now I'm going to speak about deleting an image and a container. I will start with docker and then create, and I will specify a name -name, for example to delete, and then let's use BusyBox and enter to create. So to delete a container, I will write docker and then rm. After that, I will write the name of the container to delete. Enter. Done. It's also possible to delete the image, so I will check the ID at the beginning Docker, and then images. Enter. And I'm going to delete BusyBox. This one. So I can copy the name or I can copy the ID. This time I'm going to copy the ID. Copy. And then Docker RM, but this time I will put E. Sorry. In my daily life I speak German language, so it's E, but in English it's I. So RMI. After that, I will paste the ID and enter. It works. Before I move on, I want to cover a very important point about deleting. I will start with Docker and then images and enter. And those are the available images inside of my local machine. Let's say I want to delete hello world. I will copy the name and Docker, like we learned, RMI, and then I will paste the name. Enter. I got an error. So to understand the reason behind this error, I will clear the page and then Docker, I type ps-a to see all the available containers. Enter. Let me make the screen a little bit smaller. And now let's take a closer look at the top. You can see we have 3 containers that use hello world as base image. In this situation, we need to delete all the containers that depend on this image, 1 or more. And after that, it's possible to delete the image. So let's try. I will start with Docker and then RM, and then I will copy the IDs. So the first one, and then I will copy the second one and the third one. I will speed the process and enter. Now we can delete our image. So again, Docker RMI and then hello world. I will delete latest, it doesn't matter, and then enter. It works.